Hello everybody, it's Mo here, and today I'm going to teach you how to export partial maps in WinJUPOS, how to kind of make a map computation is what that is. So if we're doing Jupiter, we want to set our celestial body to Jupiter, which is what we're going to do. And once you're in here, you click recording and then image measurement. And you see I already have an image loaded in here. But for the sake of this, we're just going to put in a new image. Okay, once you have your image loaded, you want to type the date and time that you took it. And you have to convert it to universal time instead of regular time. And since my time zone is -8 Pacific time zone, I would have to calculate that. Once you have that set up, you will go to this area here and you can click outline frame and automatic detection. This might not work correctly as seen here. It has put the north on the south, and to change that you would just rotate using the P key. And once you get it in a good position, you can use the page up and page down keys and the arrow keys to kind of position it in the right place. Your time may not be perfect, and so in this case you see the shadows are slightly off. You can slightly change the time here to change that. It looks like this must have been taken more at 43 or perhaps 42 looks the most accurate to where the positions are at. Once you are here, I recommend using LD compensation. So you would just click this little check box, and how I do it is I usually like to turn down the gamma to edit this, and you just change the LD value until it looks the most even on the edges, if that makes sense. I think that looks pretty even on the edges around there, and then you could turn the gamma back up to 1 to see this sort of view where the edges have had that darkening removed. It removes the limb darkening is what that does. Now, once you have this, you would go back to image and you would click save and save the image measurement. And now to make a map, you would go to map computation, close whatever out is on here, and then you would add your computation, the one that I had just added, which happens to be this one. I usually like to go into page layout and make sure that the scales is off. And what that will do is that it will make it so that there isn't a bunch of labels near your stuff. And you click compile, wait for it to load a bit, and then it makes a map of your image. And to save this to your computer, you just click this save button here. And then you can save it by clicking the save button. I'm going to save it in my downloads folder. To combine maps, it's a more complicated procedure. I usually like to use IBS Paint to sort of mix the maps together. And it only really works when you are using data that was taken from the Earth or from something like the Hubble Space Telescope that has the perspective of Earth. Earth-based telescopes and telescopes orbiting the Earth work with WinJUPOS. I have not figured out how to finagle it in such a way to get spacecraft imagery to work with WinJUPOS, because it's a different it's a different perspective than the earthly perspective, and so the math does not compatible that WinJUPOS uses. But yeah, that's the tutorial. Thank you for watching. I guess subscribe. I'm really making this for one person. If it's useful to you, that's great. But bye.